We'll stay with this and we'll talk to James Witts, editor of 220 Triathlon magazine. Could it have been more dramatic?
Well, it's probably the most tiring race I've ever not competed in. It had it all. I mean, you had a former Olympic champion crashed early on in the bike. The British team pushed on throughout the bike, hit the run, time penalty, and an amazing victory for Alistair Brownlee. Incredible.
And what happened in that T1 area?
T1, well, news is still filtering through, but as far as I'm aware, Johnny mounted his bike too early. So there's a mount line, and you're supposed to jump on your bike after that line. As far as I'm aware, he just jumped on slightly too early.
And I guess that kind of sums up the sport in a way, because you can have a plan, you can have what you want to do, but you've got to be receptive and responsive to something going wrong, and something did go wrong. Even at that level, the nerves and the adrenaline can just make you jump a little bit too early.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all the years I've been involved in the sport, I've never seen that, especially at such an important race. But as you say, I mean, the multidiscipline nature of the sport, you know, a plethora of things can go wrong. Thankfully for Alistair, they didn't today.
And Alistair, cool, calm, collected, so calm and collected that he got the Union flag and he kind of sauntered across the winning line.
Absolutely. Well, yes, that is the image, I think, for Great Britain of the Olympics. He just powered on throughout the swim, the bike, ably assisted by Stuart Hayes. We can't forget him, the third member of the team. He pushed on that bike for 40 kilometres, and he was there for his domestic duties, launched Brownlee onto the run, and he just went for it, shook off Gomez for about a lap and a half to go, and first go for Britain in the Olympic triathlon history.
Take us back a few years. I mean, Sydney was the first time they mounted triathlon in the Olympics, and then it was Athens and Beijing. Athens was a tough course. How does this course compare?
I mean, nowhere near as debilitating as Athens. I mean, you had the heat and the humidity there, and a big hill, which they had to face several times over in the bike. But this was a technical course. I mean, they had 7 laps of the bike, and it was, there were several corners, especially Buckingham Palace. Obviously, took out a few women the other day. The blokes didn't have the same issue, a little drier today. And the run, well, the run wasn't, you know, the most debilitating. It was flat, but to run a sort of sub 30, which I think Alistair did, I'd have to double check that. That's still going to tire you out, but the best man won.
James, thanks so much for keeping us company here today on BBC World News. We're in the fan zone at Hyde Park. A little later, Chris Hoy.